Spikes? Tarantulas? Anyway, with a Volkswagen service plan, you get 2 years servicing for a fixed price, so your car is one less thing to worry about. Search Volkswagen service plans to find out more. Volkswagen. We'll sort it. T's and C's apply. Volkswagen Finance.
Deciding to save more by shopping at Lidl feels like... But getting the chance to win a year's worth of shopping or one of over 5,000 other prizes just by doing your weekly shop, that's like... Just scan your Lidl Plus app when you spend a minimum of £10 to get a stamp. Collect 4 and submit them on the app. Download and start saving today. 18 plus, end 2nd of November 2022. Qualifying spend excludes infant formula. Various prices available. Full T&Cs apply. See lidl.co.uk/SC.
Pay, get paid. Pay, get paid. With Barclaycard, get paid in store. Get paid online. Get paid from Switzerland. Cashflow. Pay suppliers on time, every time. Become their favourite client. Get thank you gift basket of macaroons. Get cash back on business spend. New espresso machine in staff room. Oh, paperwork. Wait, free accounting software. Search Barclaycard Payments. The payment part is just the start. Offers now available. The approval of your application depends on financial circumstances and borrowing history. T's and C's apply. Free accounting software provided by FreshBooks for selected Barclaycard customers only.
LBC News. Latest travel. Next.
Has the same old diet and zero sugar cola got you feeling a bit... And wait, what's that? Ice cold in your hand. It feels just right. Go on, crack it open.
The thing goes pop.
That is the unmistakable sound of maximum taste, no sugar. Pepsi Max. Best taste, no compromise.
Ooh.
News, sport, travel, weather in 20 minutes. Every 20 minutes, where the news never stops. This is LBC News.
Global's newsroom, it's 6:41. I'm John Stratford. Here are your headlines tonight. Liz Truss, the Prime Minister, has spoken to President Zelensky, telling him Ukraine can count on Britain's support. It follows a range of long-range missile attacks by Russia on several Ukrainian cities overnight, including Kiev, the first time that the capital has been targeted for months. At least 11 people have died. President Biden has said tonight that the US strongly condemns these missile strikes. He says they killed and injured civilians and destroyed targets with no military purpose. The Chancellor, Kwasi Kwarteng, has bowed to pressure and brought forward publication of his financial strategy. That will now be outlined 3 weeks earlier than planned on October the 31st, and the Office for Budget Responsibility will also release independent economic forecasts on the same day. Nicola Sturgeon has told the SNP conference Scotland can make independence work and not to let anyone else say otherwise. The First Minister of Scotland, the SNP leader, has admitted there will be many challenges along the way. And a jury has started hearing opening statements at the trial of a nurse who denies murdering 7 babies at a neonatal unit in Chester. Lucy Letby is accused of injecting air into their bloodstream or poisoning them with insulin.
LBC News. Travel.
LBC Travel, I'm J-Louise Knight, and it's slow on the M8 in West Lothian westbound. There's an accident between the Heartlands interchange at Junction 4A and Shotts at Junction 5. One lane is closed. The M62 in West Yorkshire is shut westbound from Tingley to Gilderston. That's Junction 28 to 27 with a diesel spillage. The eastbound side of the A14 in Leicestershire stays shut from the M1 at the Catthorpe interchange to Junction 1 for Welford with a serious accident. And the M1 in Hertfordshire is queuing northbound where there's a spillage at Junction 8 for Hemel Hempstead. The Hertfordshire stretch of the M25 is slow anti-clockwise to an accident after 22 for St Albans, and on the train, ScotRail are running a very limited service today because of a strike.
This is LBC News.
6:43 right now. Let's get more on the situation in Ukraine. Russia has launched its most widespread airstrikes on Ukraine since the start of the invasion in February. This is, according to Russia, in response to what Vladimir Putin has called terrorist acts. And it follows that attack on the bridge connecting Russia and Crimea at the weekend, a hugely symbolic bridge. Given, of course, that the annexation of Crimea in 2014 by Russia, the bridge was built since then and had been serving as a key supply route for Russian forces into Crimea, which, of course, is claimed by Ukraine as Ukrainian territory. The annexation is regarded as an illegal land grab by President Putin in 2014. The Prime Minister Liz Truss has had a conversation with President Zelensky tonight. Let's get more on the situation on the ground in Ukraine. Lee Reaney is editor of Lviv Today. He's been telling me the latest situation in Lviv in the west of Ukraine.
We've been hit by multiple missiles today as well. They have targeted, not missiles, from what I'm hearing, they are kamikaze drones, but large numbers of them. They have attacked our critical infrastructure here. I have not had power since this morning. My mobile network has been out since lunch. In fact, it was just moments ago that it was restored. So there are a number of homes here that do not have power, that do not have water in Lviv. But the city is saying that 90 to 95% of the city should have power. By the end of the day.
What's the feeling in Ukraine to what we've seen in the past 24 hours or so, and this, what would seem retaliation by Putin?
Well, from what I've heard, and I haven't spoken to anybody since around lunch today, from the conversations that I've had, this was expected. It doesn't change anything. It proves what Russia has been doing the whole war. I think most of the Ukrainians that I've spoken with this morning are still was Ukraine. That has not been confirmed by the government as of yet. Russia has stated that it was Ukraine. The expectation is that it was Ukraine. Ukraine has, since April, said that the Kerch Bridge was a legitimate target. Russia does reinforce its troops in southern Ukraine through Crimea via that bridge. So it is the Ukrainian government has, for many months, stated that that is a legitimate military target.
Does it feel as if we're moving into another phase of the war now? And is there a sense in which Putin might feel as if he's been slightly cornered?
Well, if you hadn't felt it before, I think the Kerch Bridge was a personal attack. It's something that he feels personally, which is why I think that the type of retaliation that we see today was expected. Is there a new phase of the war? I think it's been expected that Russia was going to try to freeze out Ukraine for sure, and Europe as well.
July. Ends 9th November, 9.95 p.m. subject to local availability. EE full fiber broadband can connect 100 devices around your home, like laptops, smartphones, smart TVs, smart fridges, even smart kettles. You can connect them all. Pretty impressive, huh? This is EE full fiber broadband, powered by BT.
Limited availability. Check coverage at ee.co.uk.
Maybe your stamps are on the table next to the birthday card you forgot to send. Or in that random drawer full of pens, pennies and paper clips. Or stuck to your fridge behind a year-old to-do list and a magnet from Malaga. Or maybe, just maybe, they're neatly placed in a completely sensible spot. After the 31st of January 2023, regular stamps without a barcode will no longer be valid. So if you know where your old ones are, use them up or swap them. For more info, visit royalmail.com/barcoded stamps.
LBC News. The latest news headlines. Next.
Is boiler cover worth it? As a British Gas engineer, I get asked that a lot, and I always say yes. In the past year, we've been called out to fix over 1.8 million boilers, and repair bills can be hefty, but with British Gas boiler cover from just £2.50 a month, you can count on us if things go wrong.
Get a little peace of mind from costly repairs from just £2.50 a month. Search British Gas boiler cover. British Gas, here to solve. Terms and exclusions apply. Availability 98% of UK mainland.
On your radio, on Global Player, and
Play LBC News,
where the news never stops. This is LBC News.
From Global's newsroom at 7 o'clock, good evening, I'm Rachel Garesh. International condemnation tonight over Russian missile strikes on major cities across Ukraine. The most severe attacks since the start of the war. At least 11 people have been killed, dozens more are injured. Britain's calling it appalling. The United States says it's horrific. Vladimir Putin says it's in response to the bombing of a bridge linking Russia to Crimea.
Missile strike using long-distance air, sea and land-based high-precision weapons was conducted today, targeting energy, military command and communication facilities of Ukraine.
We are due to hear the Chancellor's updated plans for our economy 3 weeks earlier than planned, on Halloween. Kwasi Kwarteng will set out how he'll fund tax cuts announced in his controversial mini-budget last month. While Nicola Sturgeon's told her SNP party conference in Aberdeen that the UK government is utterly failing on the cost of living crisis. She's again set out her case for Scottish independence. And England's Lionesses have met the Prime Minister today to talk about getting more girls into football. Liz Truss watched them train in South London. We'll get more in the sports update to come.
LBC News. Weather.
Dry and bright for most areas on Tuesday with some patchy rain across western Scotland and parts of Northern Ireland. I'm Holly Jones. I've got a full forecast in the next 15 minutes.
LBC News. Travel.
LBC Travel, I'm J-Louise Knight, and it's slow on the M8 in West Lothian westbound. There's an accident between the Heartlands interchange at Junction 4A and Shotts at Junction 5. One lane is closed. The M62 in West Yorkshire is shut westbound from Tingley to Gilderston. That's Junction 28 to 27 with a diesel spillage. The eastbound side of the A14 in Leicestershire stays shut from the M1 at the Catthorpe interchange to Junction 1 for Welford with a serious accident. And the M1 in Hertfordshire is queuing northbound where there's a spillage at Junction 8 for Hemel Hempstead. The Hertfordshire stretch of the M25 is slow anti-clockwise to an accident after 22 for St Albans, and on the train, ScotRail are running a very limited service today because of a strike.